Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you through this online medium. And we have seen another year of progress at Rail Baltica. And what a year it has been. If somebody would have told me 5 years ago, Kristjan, there will be a time in the future, there will be a global pandemic, lives will change, lives will be lost, there will be mayhem across the globe, people can't move, goods can't move, supply chains will fall apart. And then, just as you are about to get over that, you will find yourself in a situation of a major war breaking out in Europe, and this will be in parallel with energy crisis, a major energy crisis where you will have multiplication of the prices, you will have real difficulty in obtaining anything that you require, and all of that will be around the same time. I would have thought, well, this is either a bad joke or a fiction film. Yet, this is the reality that we are working in today, and fortunately, we have a wonderful team of some of the best experts in procurement in the Baltics. So we will surely get through all the challenges that we have. And let me take you through briefly of what we have seen in 2022, and also about the last 5 years of procurement at RB Rail. So this year has been challenging, to say the least, yet we feel it's ever more important to have effective and efficient communication. And this is something that we have instilled as a standard practice. We undertake regular market research, regular market consultations with suppliers, and we provide feedback also to the market on the main pitfalls, how to avoid mistakes, how to do better, how to improve, how to make sure that we both win from the transactions. And what we do as well as a standard practice now is pre-proposal briefings during the tender period, where we explain what are our requirements, how we expect the forms to be filled so that they are in line with the procurement law, to make sure that there are no inadvertent mistakes for suppliers as well. And then for key tenders, of course, we provide post-tender briefings, which is the least we can do, considering a situation where our suppliers, our tenderers, they spend valuable resource and time on preparing and submitting the proposals. So even if they're not successful, they get the feedback on how to be able to improve going forward. The key challenges that I mentioned just earlier, the post-COVID market turbulence, the war in Ukraine, which is extremely unfortunate that this thing ever happened, and the energy crisis in parallel with all that. This has also had an impact on competition in the Baltic region. And this leads us also to look at our procurement policy in a different light. So we feel, of course, strongly about the sanctions and the war in Ukraine. We fully support Ukraine, not least because of the moral and ethical reasons, but also because of the risks associated with the project, and of course we cannot allow any Rail Baltica project funding to end up with the hostile regimes. So next year we'll see procurement policy improvements. It will be version 4 of the Rail Baltica Common Procurement Standards and Guidelines, and in there we will be adjusting the best practice, improving procurement efficiency, and also addressing the sanctions that we have nationally and on the EU level as well. And this all, we hope, will improve both our ability to obtain good results from procurement, as well as the tenderer's ability to have clarity and to be able to provide good proposals. So please keep an eye out on that. And what we have already said in spring this year, I will repeat that message as well. is that since after the breakout of the war in Ukraine and the first sanctions, we have had the approach on the Rail Baltica, which we have aligned across the project with all the implementing bodies and organizations that we have, that to the maximum extent possible, we will exclude Russian and Belarusian suppliers and supplies. And this stands. Today, it is about almost 5 years since we launched the very first Rail Baltica mainline design tenders. And it's an opportune moment to look back and look at how active we have been and continue to be with our procurement activities. So I'll provide you with some statistics on what we have done and what we have achieved from RB Rail side with procurement activities. And currently we continue to be more active than ever with all the key procurement procedures either going on or coming up soon. So over the last 5 years, we have launched more than 130 regular tenders and signed more than 150 contracts, including some of which are framework agreement commissions, totaling to amount of 155 million euros or more. And during this period as well, we have had 17 appeals, which we believe is a very low rate, considering the amount of work and number of tenders that we have going on. And we have also cancelled 14 tenders. So overall, we believe that there is very good quality with our tendering approach, and we are always very open with also the appeal side of things. We provide feedback to tenderers who request the feedback. If there is an appeal, we fully understand that the suppliers must have the right to question us and also the right to approach the authorities when they feel that something is not entirely correct. So that is something that we fully support, but we always remain open also ourselves to provide the feedback, to explain, to improve. And currently we have 15 tenders ongoing, some of which are large, high-value tenders, and the total of the ongoing tenders, the maximum estimated contract value of these is almost 2 billion euros. Over the past 5 years as well, we have done more than 1,000 small purchases, which are less than 10,000 euros, and those are in excess of 5 million euros over that period of time. So you can see we have been very, very active, and we continue to be so going forward. What we have achieved, some of the key things we have achieved over the past 5 years, of course, creating a common procurement policy across the global project. So you can imagine we have different legal areas or domains in the Baltics. We have 3 procurement legislations, and also we have different project organizations, RB Rail, the implementing bodies, delivering the procurement exercises. So aligning and implementing a common approach has been a challenge, but we have been rather successful with that, and today we are at version 3 of the Common Procurement Standards and Guidelines, which is the overarching procurement policy that everybody is applying. And next year we will be updating to version 4. Something that has been a challenge is attracting the high-speed railway marketplace to this region. Of course, there's never before been a high-speed railway market in the Baltics. So we have a challenge of creating the market, inviting the suppliers, attracting the market here while procuring as well. And that is something that we continue to do, and that is why also regular market research, market consultation, providing certain assurance to the market in terms of financing and so on is important from our side, and this is part of what we continue to do. Launching key tenders has been one of our challenges, and today we are in a situation where we've launched the majority of the key tenders. We have all the mainline design tenders launched. We have the ENE, meaning the electrification design and build tender out. We have the consolidated materials such as ballast, rails, sleepers out, and soon we will also launch the command, control and signalling design and build tenders. So we have done rather well in progressing in the procurement domain in that regard. And we feel strongly about continuous development and pushing the boundaries. We have to push the boundaries because we're doing very often what has not been done before in this region. So sometimes every week our experts are doing something that nobody has ever done before. So for instance, like my colleague Jean-Marc just said earlier, that this scale of an electrification tender has never been done before in Europe. So these are the things and challenges that we feel strongly about, and we push the practice as well. And of course, I mentioned already the support to Ukraine, not least because of the moral and ethical grounds, but also because of the project risks. And all this while building also the team. So we have grown from 5 professionals to 20 strong, really top-level procurement professionals in our team. A little bit about also the opportunities for the market. So currently we are putting the final touches on the Procurement Plan 2023 draft, and we expect that over the next few weeks we will be able to also publish this information. The 2022 plan and updates we are adding onto the website, so you are able to see them from there, and next year's procurement plan will follow soon as well. Regarding the changing market, when we mention that it's difficult times cause changes, and changes also promote opportunities. So where we see that one supplier or supply chain has fallen away, this provides an opportunity for the others to come and step in. And also the prohibition of Russian and Belarusian suppliers and suppliers provides more opportunities to become able to be successful and competitive in our tenders for other suppliers that maybe before found it challenging. So please do look at the opportunities to participate even if you haven't been successful so far. Something I want to stress as well, something in terms of subcontracting and partnering, as was mentioned also in the panel earlier, that there is a necessity to work together. So the necessity for the international high-speed railway expert companies and the local construction companies to work together. And this is indeed a necessity because we have very good local companies that don't necessarily have the international high-speed railway experience. And then we have international high-speed railway experienced companies who do not necessarily understand so well the local circumstances. So we very much encourage this cooperation. And I would say as well that this is providing opportunities not just from the Rail Baltica perspective, but for the future of both types of these companies. So for the local organizations, they will be able to export their knowledge and expertise going forward in other regions and beyond. And for the international companies, they will have the business connections locally to participate in other projects and sectors in the future. And also we have expectations, of course, towards the suppliers, that the suppliers understand the risks on the market. They're able to manage these risks during volatile times and provide us with high-quality, competitive proposals. So please do keep informed with our tenders and subscribe to our newsletter on our website. We have a procurement newsletter there as well. And just to note that the procurement practices in the region are changing. They have been changing since the start of the COVID pandemic because certain things that we did in a certain way just don't work anymore. So, for instance, fixed price tenders without cost escalation mechanisms in some cases are very difficult enough, if not impossible, to do going forward. So for that reason now we're building in new mechanisms and we're finding new ways how to get around these situations and these old practices. And there also we need the feedback from the market and the input from the market into our processes, into our practices, to be able to develop and to be able to understand the concerns from their side as well. And this leads me to the last but not least topic, which is our procurement survey. So we have the annual procurement survey that is published on our website. It's anonymous. It's something that we have done already more than 4 years before. And it's something that provides us with key input to improving our procurement activities and understanding what works and what doesn't work. So please do participate and give us your feedback on that. And that completes my presentation also for you. So I hope that if you have any questions, we find time to answer those afterwards. I wish you the best of success in procurement. Please do come and participate in our tenders. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kristjan. And there is one, before we will enter the questions and answers with the rest of the procurement team, there is one specific question that let's not wait. What happened to the 14 procurements that were cancelled? Yeah.
Well, there were various reasons, some of which were to do with the market, and this is one of the reasons why we have been promoting market consultations more and more. Some of them we found out that we can actually consolidate perhaps into different mechanisms. So there were different reasons, and there were very valid reasons as well. But I would not particularly focus on those. I would like to say that we are open about what we have cancelled and what we have failed upon in a way, because we should be open to admit that also we are improving, and we're continuously improving, and we expect the feedback from the market as well. Because nobody's perfect, but we are on the way.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.